Yes, people. Welcome back to another ManDem United podcast live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube, brought to you by myself, Flawless Mr. Take Note. I start each and every live show on the channel. Big up to everybody who's supporting Sarcasm City TV in whatever capacity, man. It does not go unnoticed. I do see it all. So big up each and every one of you lot who's supporting the channel and help the Sarcasm City TV brand continue to grow, my individual brand, and you be supporting all of the other hosts as well, so it doesn't go unnoticed. But please make sure, whether you're watching the show live right now or you're watching the show back, make sure you hit the like button on the video. Vitally important you do that. Hit the like button on the video. Make sure you share it across all the socials as well. You can go to my Twitter and Instagram. That's me, Flawless. That's THATSME Flawless. THATSME Flawless. You can go to my Twitter and Instagram. You can retweet and like from my Twitter. You can also share it from my Instagram, or you can click the share button underneath the YouTube video and share it to Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp status. You can share it to a WhatsApp group, Snapchat, whatever social media apps you are active on. And equally as important, subscribe to the channel. Sarcasm City TV is road to 4K, people. Road to 4K. So make sure when you subscribe to the channel, you hit the notification bell as well. Vitally important you do that. And if you listen via one of the audio platforms, make sure you follow on SoundCloud. Make sure you follow on the Spotify. Vitally important you do that. And if you're on iTunes, leave us a review, 5-star us as well, and share. So you get what I'm saying? If you are on iTunes or wherever you listen to the podcast, wherever audio-wise, you can follow or share or like on whatever platform you listen to. The links for those are underneath in the description. And you can also join the membership as well. You can also join the membership as well. The link for the membership is underneath in the description, and that helps support the channel further. But as always, with Manchester United, there's a lot going on. Like, we're always in the news, whether it's for great things, whether it's for bad things. We're always a talking point all the time. So for those that haven't seen the ManDem United podcast before, it is a podcast dedicated to all things Manchester United. So please keep all your comments and questions Manchester United related, people. And obviously Ronaldo did an interview that came out yesterday. So that's why I titled this video Ronaldo interview, Cristiano Ronaldo's interview on the current situation at Manchester United. And he said a lot, and we're going to get into everything he said. People, please put the main talking points in the comments, please. Somebody, please, one of the mods or something like that, please put the main talking points. And if there's in the comments, and if there's anything you want me to get to or respond to, feel free to ask me about it. The main thing to me was the I think it was an indirect at Greenwood when he was talking about 18-year-olds and he was talking about himself. But we're going to get into all of that. Come around here, says Ronaldo was right. Ronaldo was right. This club is in a real mess because the Glazers, the board, and the coaches are not doing the job properly. But most of the players you can't blame for them, as isn't really their problem. I do blame the players, because even though the players haven't been given the best possible predicament to succeed, they still have to be held accountable. These footballers still have to be held accountable 110%, like without question. They should be held accountable. Big up to JB, who says Ronaldo made some very good comments in his press interview. He also says Ronaldo has the right mentality. He knows what it takes to win trophies. He is absolutely right. Lower than third place is simply not good enough. It is unacceptable. Why should Man United fans accept it? Does he have the right mentality? Yes, I agree. 110% he knows what it takes to win trophies. He is right on that sense. Lower than third isn't good enough, but you have to know where you're at. For where Manchester United, we're not one of the 3 best teams in the league. Simple as that. We are not one of the 3 best teams in the league. So that we're not better than City, we're not better than Chelsea, and we're not better than Liverpool. However, the aim should be to catch these. The aim should be to catch, but we're not built to catch those 3. We aren't set up to, and that's because of off the field situations, the owners, the board, and the previous manager. And that's why we have the squad we have that is unbalanced. Even though we have good individuals, we have some very good individuals, we have some great individuals, the team is not balanced. And there is a lot of problems, as we're seeing from when Ralph Khomeini's only here for 6 months and players are already complaining about him. There's already issues of him asking him to work. There's already issues of them not wanting to work because he's asking for a lot from them. He ain't even asking for a lot, he's just asking for more. That's what it is. Also, I know Flawless is a basketball fan. I'm getting a Chicago Bulls Jordan 23 jersey for my 23rd birthday in 9 days time. 9 days time. Yeah, JB, that's big, that, man. Make sure you enjoy your birthday. Obviously, closer to the time, I will wish you a happy birthday as well. Ragnick is trying to implement his ideas and coaching methods. It's up to the players to take on board his instructions and execute them. Yes, but Ralph has to be strong there, where it's if he's trying to implement his ideas and coaching methods and players aren't taking it on board, then they need to be dropped. Everybody who's playing has to buy into the philosophy. So I don't care if that's 24 youth players and he drops the entire senior squad. And then when he drops the entire senior squad and we get battered by somebody, and then they ask him in the board afterwards, Rap, the senior players are not doing what I asked. If you don't do what I asked, you won't last here. Simple as that, then walks out. That's all he needs to say. If you don't do what I say, you will not last here. And then leave. I don't care if your name's Cristiano Ronaldo, Jadon Sancho, Paul Pogba, Marcus Rashford, Bruno Fernandes, Rafael Varane, Harry Maguire, De Gea. Don't care who you are. If you don't follow my instruction to a T, then you will not be playing for my team. Have to be a drill sergeant. Simple as that. Have to be. Big up to Gary 1999 who says big up Flawless and big up Ronaldo. Big up to you. JB says big up the channel. EFAC says Ronaldo is raising the standards. Is raising the standards again. He's always had this mentality. I believe so. I believe they do have that mentality. He's just implementing it. That's what it is. Players don't want to do the hard graft and the hard work. Not all of them. Some of them. And some of them are just not good enough. You can try and raise the standards all you want. Some of the players we have are just not good enough. Luke Shaw is not good enough. Wan-Bissaka is not good enough. Harry Maguire is not good enough. McTominay is not good enough. Fred, for a starting 11, not all these players I'm naming. Some of them are squad players. Some of them need to be sold. He's not good enough. Bruno Fernandes is not good enough. Marcus Rashford is not good enough. Simple as that. And I think we as fans overcomplicate things. Some of these players just aren't it. Simple as that. The glory days need to return to Manchester United. It's been too long. The post-Fergie era has been difficult for United fans, especially with Liverpool and City doing so well. I agree. PR7 should learn to have that mentality from CR7. The thing is, I believe Rashford has that. I believe he has that mentality. I genuinely believe he has that mentality. I just don't think he's good enough. He's not a first. For where Manchester United are trying to go, he's not good enough to be a first-team player. Can he be a part of the squad? Yes, if he gets his act together. But he's not good enough to be a first-team player. He's just not at that level. He does have age on his side. Maybe he can improve. But currently, he needs to be left out. I don't know what's going on with him. And Ralph even came out and said, I don't know what's going on with Rashford. He needs to be dropped. He needs to kick up the ass. The fact that CR7 has called out the club bodes well for us is a good thing. Oh, all of this is a good thing. I said this from when initially everything came out and it was supposed that it was Wan-Bissaka, Shaw, Maguire, Cavani had issues with Ronaldo. Civil war is good. Let's address all the elements. And then we've got Ronaldo doing this interview. This is good. Let's go. Unfortunately, it didn't improve the performance against Villa. However, it can't hurt. Now, let's put the pressure on everybody. Flawless, what's your thoughts on Shaw? Do you rate him? Personally, I don't think he is crap. He's decent, but we need better. That's the thing is, I don't think he's crap. He's just not good enough. So that's my thoughts on him. No, I don't rate him in terms of where Manchester United are trying to go. Is he good enough to play for a side lower down in the Premier League? Absolutely. Is he good enough for where we're trying to go? No, he needs to be sold. He's not even good enough to be a squad player. Because with Luke Shaw, it's not a talent thing. He just doesn't apply himself. How are you a fullback in the modern day and don't overlap? And I see Dalot doing it all the time. I don't see Dalot never overlap. Whereas Shaw, sometimes we've seen it before where Bruno's had the ball and Shaw's refused to overlap. He's point blank refused to overlap. That tells you all you need to know. That tells you all you need to know. You lot continue to get your questions in as well. You are right. Man United are not in the top 3 teams in the Premier League. I just hope we win as many games as possible. Only good things can happen from consistent winning. Absolutely. Winning can breed winning. Winning breeds confidence. The same way you can have a winning mentality, you can have a loser's mentality. Where if you're getting beat every week, you're going to get used to being beat every week and your confidence is going to dip and dip and dip. Like, simple as that. And yeah, we still should be applying ourselves better. We still should be giving ourselves the best possible chance to succeed. And we have the players to do that. There's no way Manchester United should be getting bopped off the park by all these teams. But again, that comes down to our squad. That comes down to the manager and the team he's picking. The balance ain't there. Look at the Villa game. I said it on the watch along. As soon as I seen a midfield three of McTominay, Fred, and Bruno, I said, I want to be wrong, but we are not going to do well. We're not going to do well. Not going to do well whatsoever. Like, that's simply what it is. We aren't. Dean Hendo's the mole, apparently. Where did you get this information from, Liam? Where did you say that? Please cite your sources. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I just want to know where you heard this from, because this is my first time hearing this. That he's the mole. I said he's... we'll get told. Make sure you hit the like button on the video. Please make sure you do that, because I can see already that this show is gonna be a good one. Like I said, like I always say with Manchester United, we are Hollyoaks FC. There's always something going on with us all the time. Always something going on with us. Yes, Dan, I'm literally sending you a link now as we speak. Send it on Insta. Got you, Dan. Hold up. I'm literally just sending out the link now, people. Just Dan Sillyman wants to have his say. Big up to my guy Dan each and every time. Each and every time. Here we go. Ronaldo was bullied by the squad at 18. That helped enhance his mentality. Ollie's methods made people think they are better than what they are. I don't think he was bullied by the squad. The squad wanted him to get better. Were their methods maybe harsh? No, the methods weren't harsh, because at the end of the day, word Saeed, this is Manchester United Football Club. We need you to succeed. We can't be all nicey, and it worked. So I wouldn't say they bullied him, no. I say they gave him pointers harshly to improve. Some people respond better to criticism. Some people respond better to an arm around the shoulder and praise. You have difference. Like Rooney spoke on this with Fergie, where if he wanted to get, if Sir Alex Ferguson wanted to get a response out of Nani, he'd shout out Rooney, because he knows Rooney would respond well to that, whereas Nani wouldn't. Certain players are different. Like I'm one of those players. I don't respond well to harsh criticism. Don't shout at me, because then I just like switch off. I'm not really an arm round, like just talk to me normally. I'm not arm round shoulder player either. And I know I'm my harshest critic. I know when I've played bad. I'm fully aware. I'm fully aware of when I played bad on a football pitch. So I don't need that, where certain players respond very well to harsh criticism. Some players respond well to the arm around the shoulder. But that's where my management comes in. You can't treat all players the same. And that's legit what it is. Well, so yeah, A-Man says, is Ronaldo the problem, or the nine a graveyard shift and midfield as well? Yes, the nine's a graveyard shift. That is the perfect scenario for it. It's a graveyard. Nobody thrives in our nine. Whether it's Cristiano Ronaldo, whether it's Cavani, whether it's Martial, whether it's Greenwood, whether it's Rashford, you can go get whatever nine you want. You can go get whatever nine you want. Haaland, you can go get Benzema, you can go get Lewandowski, whatever. You could go in a time machine and go get Maradona. Whatever nine you want is going to die when you have Bruno Fernandes behind it, when you have Greenwood behind it, when you have Rashford behind it, when you have Fred behind it, when you have McTominay behind it. None of these players are creators. You know what I'm saying? You need creators behind a Cristiano Ronaldo, because he's not a creator. Neither is Cavani. Neither is Rashford. Martial to an extent is, but you have to get the ball to him. But welcome into the show, my Don, hilarious Donny. You can catch him on the United watch alongs. Man like Dan, silly man is. Dan, you good?
Yes, bro. What are you saying?
Yeah, man, I'm blessed. I'm blessed, bro. Let me just plug in these
Big
headphones.
up to everyone inside.
Large up everyone who is locked in, and we'll get Dan's thoughts as well on the Cristiano Ronaldo interview from what he's heard. Continue to get your comments and questions in, but please keep them Manchester United related, people. Please make sure you do that. Big up to my guy Peter each and every time. I know another regular resident of Sarcasm City TV. He says Luke Shaw stinks. Sooner people accept it, the bell. Simple as that. That's legit what it is, but people don't want to accept it. He's not good enough. And I don't know how many seasons. He's been here nearly 10 years now. And yet people were still undecided. If you have been involved with anything for nearly 10 years and we're still undecided if you're good at it, you're not. It's like me doing this for 10 years. And people are still, I'm not sure if Flawless is good at, this content creator thing. I'm not very good. Simple as that. The only space where I can say you get better with age, with 10 years, is probably comedians. That's it. That's the only profession I can think of. Not boxers, not footballers, not any sport that I can think where you're like 10 years.
What about MC?
MC, maybe. But it's very few and far between. Look at if we talk about all the greats, people were talking about them being great from young. Whoever your great is from your era, whoever it is, whether it's 50, whether it's Eminem, whether it's Jay-Z, Because most, if you think about it, most MCs and most rappers, their best album that fans will say is always their early album. It's always not their first, it's at least it's at least number 3. Whether that's Jay-Z, whether that's 50, whether that's Eminem, whatever rapper, whether it's Kanye West, whatever rapper you want to go and get. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we'll see. But he's not good enough for that. Your thoughts on it? Have you seen the Ronaldo interview first and foremost, Dan? Or heard any of the
I ain't seen the full interview.
Okay.
I got the recommendation not too long ago for the full interview, but I saw parts of it or a part of it from Sky Sports, I think, when their segment on it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And David James was talking about it or something. But yeah, man, flipping Ronaldo, innit? Like he's the standard, innit?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, he's been there before. And what was he saying? He was saying how when he was younger, the older players were schooling him type thing. Mm-hmm. And now he's coming in. And now the young players' mentality, they don't want to hear it. And that's more so to do with, I think, just like he was saying or alluding to, like the young people in this day and age, they don't want to hear shit. Like, they ain't got respect as well at the same time. So they're looking at the old head, like, who's this old head, motherfucker? Like, but at the same time, how can you think that it's Ronaldo, bro? One of the most decorated players, one of the best players ever. And sometimes you have to really sit there and deep it, like, raw, this guy really came back, whether you wanted him or not, or whatever, like, for the history and what he's done at this club, people need to pay more respect to the history, what he's done, like, and achieved at Man United, bro. All right, cool. He might not be your flavor of the month now, or you know what I'm saying, but he was what he's done over a prolonged period of time in football is ridiculous. So, like, any young player, if I'm a young player at Man United and Ronaldo's come in, I'm gonna be like, wow. Wow, this guy's really here in the flesh. Like, I'm looking at him like, raw. This is big Ronaldo, you know. I didn't even think I never thought I'll see this in my lifetime. Like, he's come back. I need to appreciate that he's come back to school us. Like, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity, bro. Arguably the best player in the world alongside Messi. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Over the past however many years. And he's here. I'm not watching him on TV. I'm not watching him in La Liga and that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not playing against him every day. Like, you know what I'm saying? We might get him in the Champions League at some point. You know what I'm saying? But that's a big if and buts and maybes, whatever. But he's actually here in the training ground with me. You know what I'm saying? Every day I'm training with this guy who used to stay behind all the time in training when he's at Man United, practicing free kicks and shit. You know what I'm saying? Practicing, perfecting his craft while everyone else went home. That's someone I need to look up to, bruv. That's a role model for me, bruv, in football. Like, you don't get many people like them. Like they say, generational people and people with that mentality. It's the same in all areas across the board in sports. People like Kobe Bryant and that, rest in peace. Like the Mamba mentality. You know what I'm saying? Like, Ronaldo's got Mamba mentality. Not many people have that shit in life, bro. Like, that's like a rare thing. So, yeah, boy, the young players, man, like, from what he's saying, like, they need to be taken on board what he's saying, man. You know what I'm saying?
And you like I said, sorry to cut you off, Dan. If there's anything you want me and Dan to get to, put the comments put the quotes in the comments. Sorry, if there's anything in particular, because we're gonna get to something specific. Because I believe he was talking about Greenwood, and we will get to that. Get to that. But I've not watched the interview either in full, but I've seen a lot of the quotes as well, because a lot of them got posted yesterday, and then I've seen more today. And Akram here says, "Look at Vinicius and Benzema. Tough love works." Yes, this ain't a time and place to be all nicey. Look at Vinicius Junior's form. Everyone who was like, "Oh, Benzema was out of order," it wasn't an accident. Benzema didn't mean for it to come out publicly, but him saying that has lit the fire under Vinicius Junior. Now
what did happen?
Don't you remember when last season Vinicius Junior was telling his Real Madrid teammates not to pass the ball? He's playing against us. On my mum's life, he's playing against us. Don't you remember it?
No.
Yeah, that happened, fam. Yeah. So he was in the tunnel. It was half time. and he was talking to a couple players, 2 or 3 players in it, and he was like, basically, I'm paraphrasing, but he was like, don't pass the ball to Vinicius Jr. And he said, Mum's life, he's playing against us. He's playing against us. Don't pass him the ball. Now look at Vinicius Jr.'s form. Like, this ain't the place to be all nicey people. Whether it's Real Madrid, who are the most decorated club in Europe, or whether it's Manchester United, who are one of the most decorated clubs in Europe also. This ain't a place to be nice. We're at the highest level where the margins are fine in terms of success. And if you're trying to reach that level, everybody's not going to like each other. And that's what it is. And that comes down to back to this generation. I'm going to sound like an old head, but people are soft. And that's not at Manchester United, younger players. I'm just saying in general.
Bro, what you're saying, yeah, people are soft, yeah?
Yeah, people are soft.
But it kind of reflects, like, when you look at the current crop of players in this generation, of, like, from the centre-backs, you don't get 6 centre-backs anymore, bruv. Like, proper hard, do you know what I mean? Like, proper centre-backs of the Stam ilk. Do you know what I'm saying? Stam, bruv. You don't get guys like that, bruv. Like, you know what I'm saying? Them old school, rugged, hard defenders, bro. Like, you don't get them anymore. But that says a lot, bro. The generation we live in, you don't get these type of players. We had these types of players back in the day. Now we don't.
Because they don't, you know what? Because back to that point, that like aggressive player who demands more would now be seen as a bully. They would be seen as a bully.
Because like you said, this whole generation's soft now, man.
It's like where me and you are playing football, and because you demand more from me, then your Dan's a bully and he shouldn't be saying that to Flawless. Like, no, he should. If I'm not delivering and I'm affecting the team performance, he should demand more. What is wrong with demanding more from your teammates? Is there a way to go about it? Yes.
If you want to be the best,
yes,
then you got to do what you need to do to be the best. Exactly. Like, if you want to be mediocre, then cool, innit?
Yeah.
That's basically what Ronaldo's saying. Like,
yeah. And you shouldn't want to, and I'm not saying go out there and be like grabbing man up and punching man up. I'm saying there's a way to do it, but you should be demanding, whether it's by you lead by example, whether it's verbally, or whether it's both. You need to be doing these things. Absolutely. Somebody needs to be calling somebody out. Should it be petulant on the football pitch? Absolutely not. There needs to be, to me, on the football pitch, it should be encouragement. That's what it should be. It should be constant. And then behind the scenes, that's when it should be aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Unless someone makes a terrible mistake and someone calls someone out, I'm all for that. But I'm saying for the most part, it should be encouragement.
Imagine Roy Keane. Imagine Roy Keane in this day.
Wouldn't last. Get called a bully. Wouldn't last. Wouldn't last. Wouldn't last. A guy who not only demanded a lot from himself, demanded a lot from his teammates. And that's why if you talk to players who played with him, we'll all say, yeah, he's the best captain I played under. Because he demanded the highest standards from me. What's wrong with demanding the highest standards? Like I said, there's a way to go about it. But
people are too fragile with their little bullshit ego and that. Like, they're like all butthurt little soft pagans, man. That's what
hella fragile. Ashley said, United not finishing this 4th this season considered embarrassing. Absolutely, it would be if we don't. Big up Flawless pro clubs tonight, please. Not tonight, but you'll get pro clubs tomorrow. Definitely tomorrow night. Wait, yeah, Friday night. So yeah, you'll get it tomorrow night and probably Saturday night as well. So no pro clubs because we got a Q&A members edition on the Twitch. So that's why. JB saying, I don't enjoy watching United need to play much better. I agree. Liam says, on the Webby and O'Neill channel, apparently he walked out because Ragnick promised to start against Villa, then played De Gea. Is this what happened? What did Dean Henderson walk out on? He's talking about Dean Henderson here because apparently reports have it. This isn't true, people, so don't take this as gospel. That Henderson is the mole. He's the guy who's been leaking all this information to the press, so reportedly. And I didn't know this either. Comaran says, remember to become a footballer, you need a good coach to teach you. Absolutely, you need help. Absolutely. Players made Ronaldo world-class, told him to pass more and less greedy. No, they just told him to like get rid of the diving and all of that stuff out of his game and be more productive. And Ronaldo had the mentality to do that as well. And that's legit what it is. Do I kick ball in real life? I used to. Not anymore. I used to play Saturday League and I used to play 5-a-side. But no. Since I got into the content creator space, I've had to stop all that. But it is something I do want to get back into. I definitely want to start playing ball again. 100%.
Attitude problem. Yeah.
And that's most of our players, they're shit because they haven't been coached properly. No, I don't think most of our, I think a lot of our players are not good enough. And then the ones who are good, they've been helped. Yeah, some of them aren't. Like Greenwood's not had help since he arrived. That's what it is. Greenwood's a good player. He's had no help since he's arrived. He's out there by himself. Peter saying there's no balance in your team. Good FIFA cards, but they don't fit together in real life. And I agree with this, Peter, and that's because of the team we're playing. And this is why we're so critical of Ollie. And this is why I'm now critical of Ralph, because you're playing the same team that don't fit in terms of balance. Try something new. A midfield to me of Matic, Donny, and Pogba works. That works as a midfield three. Is it the best? No. Is it more balanced than what we have? Yes. Or even Matic, Fred, and Donny in the 10. That's a much more balanced midfield. But for whatever reason, he refuses to try it. And I hope to be wrong about that. Big up. Diego Manchester says Jamaica in the house. Big up Flawless. Big up. Love to see the Caribbean islands in the house. Love that. Big up Ahmed and subscribe to Big Expanse. Love that. Ronaldo is the standard, simple as that. And he needs to be demanding that. Big up Flawless and Dan. Big up to Why Not Sentiment. It's been a minute. Arteta at the wheel. Prepare for turbulence. What happened when you went up against Forest? Tell me about that, please. What happened? Big up, says Madge. Big up to you as well. Yes, get the likes up. Make sure you do that. Get the likes up. Neo also says the problem is if that Ronaldo did what Benzema did, United fans would be calling him all sorts of names because they lack winning mentality and have low standards. No, it depends who he said it to. That's what I've noticed with Manchester United fans. It's all about who you like. That's what it is. And if a player gets criticized that you like, it's let's protect him, let's defend him. If it's a player you don't like, let's leave him. Bainesy did it. And me and Peter was on a live stream a couple of days ago when the whole Rashford situation happened. And he's like, I feel sorry for Rashford. Bainesy weren't saying that about Martial last season when he was being criticized. What's the difference? Apart from the fact he likes Rashford and he does it. And Bainesy my guy, but because he likes Rashford but he don't like Martial, one's okay and one's not. You have to keep the same energy, be fair across the board. And that's simple as that. With Rashford, he shouldn't be defended the way in which he has been. No chat. He's been playing poorly. Therefore, he should be criticized for playing poorly. He might be sheery, he might be going through stuff. Who's not going through stuff? We are going through things. So that's an excuse for poor performance. Anyone who's in there who has a job, go perform poorly at your job. And then when your manager asks you, tell them that you're going through a lot of stuff and see what they say. And go perform poorly for a year. And see if you still have the job.
These days again, like comes in to the soft generation thing. Like even some of these workplaces now, they're the opposite now of what you're saying. So becoming that way, I think.
Well, you know what? That depends on the workplace that you're at. Because I guarantee if it's sales, they ain't like that. I've done many sales jobs. Yeah. Sales jobs are not like that. If it's where it's a money thing and they make money on say your per sale, you ain't doing that. Now if you work at a corner shop, different story. You work at a corner shop, completely different story. If you're, I don't know, a cleaner or something like that, completely different story. But I guarantee if it's sales and you're on commission based or you got targets to hit, they ain't doing that shit. What target has Rashford hit for us in the past year? His performances haven't been good enough, but yet it feels sorry for him. No, he needs to be dropped. He needs to be held accountable for his poor performances. You know what I'm saying? I was just actually, ironically, I was listening to a rapper in a Twitter space who's hilarious, done battle rapper. And he was like, he does these Twitter spaces and like does the Church of A Verb. And it's hilarious because he's a hilarious character. But he was talking about how humans aren't accountable for things. And this is what I'm talking about. How come we just can't hold Marcus Rashford accountable for his poor performances? Why not? I hold every player accountable for their poor performances or when they're playing great. The haters shut me up this season, thankfully. He's performed well this season. Cool. I have no qualms with that. I can admit I was wrong. I didn't expect him to turn his form around. But the rest of the players need to follow suit. The manager needs to do better as well. Absolutely. Yeah, Sentiment says, attitude problems is the usual rhetoric. Oh, yeah. They always love that.
Of all the people that want to strive for more and that, they always got attitude problems, man. Because they ruffle feathers, like they upset the apple cart. And is that not what everyone wanted anyway, or expected when Ronaldo came in? Everyone was saying about how bring him in, he's going to raise the standards, and that's what we want. Because this is Man United. Yep. Do you know what I'm saying?
And we want you to raise the standards on the pitch and off the pitch too. Lead by example if that's the way you want to go about it. Akuma says, and big up to Nippon as well, you have the best coaches, you have one of the best coaches to ever exist. If the individual isn't willing to improve and learn, it's useless. Most of these United players too comfortable with the money they get to level up. Well, that's on Ralph to spot that and go, and I said this at the top of the show. All right, you're not playing then. You're not playing. Simple as that. And then when the press asks you, why is X, Y, and Z not playing? Because X, Y, and Z is not doing what I asked. And you will not last here and you will not play at Manchester United Football Club if you don't do it as I ask. And eventually, you know what will happen? These players want to play, they'll book their ideas up. If he went to, let's say it was Varane, let's use Varane as dig, and Varane's refusing to do what Ralph's asking. If he drops Varane for a week, 2 weeks, a month, 2 months, eventually Varane's going to be like, all right, I'm gonna do what the manager says. And if you don't, then you get moved on. It's as simple as that. Everybody has to be pulling in the same direction if it's a team game, if we're going to be successful. And I just use Varane as the example because I don't believe Varane is like that for a second. I'm just using him as the example. I'm saying insert Manchester United team player here because Varane's one of my favorite players. So that's why I used him as the example. Peter's saying here, if these fans thought these players were truly at the level they'd commonly associate with, they wouldn't treat them like babies. Deep down, they don't believe in the hype. Yep. To an extent, I agree with that, Peter. Yes. So this is why they have to protect, because performances speak for themselves. Because even this Ronaldo interview, raising the standards is all well and good. Go and perform on the weekend. Because if Ronaldo goes and plays against Villa, drops a 0 out of 10, I don't care about this interview. If he goes and scores a hat-trick, I don't care about this interview. It's all results-based. We are fickle as fans, including myself. We are fickle as fans, including myself. It don't matter. It's all about performances on the pitch and results. That's what you will live and die by. That's all 99.9% of fans care about. Legit. It doesn't matter. We don't care. Like Ronaldo could come out tomorrow and say, I despise Manchester as a place. I despise the club, blah, blah, blah. If he goes and performs on that pitch, I don't care. I don't care. But go perform on the pitch. If Rashford was cold, they wouldn't treat him like a war victim. His performances and ability would stand for themselves. And he just don't have it. I don't know what's going on, but he don't have it. I don't know if he can get it back either. I don't know if he can get it back. I don't know. Laurie Whitwell has said here, in terms of incomings, Ragnick does want a central midfielder to come in this month, and there are talks in the works for that. Yes, we need a hold. Yes, we need it. Thankfully, one thing I like about Ralph is identified that and gone, yes, I need a central midfielder in the window, and we need one in January. He needs to be kicking up a fuss about this.
We've been needing it for time. Like,
yes, yes.
The fuck, like, how long you needed a DM, bruv?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he's identified, bruv. We identified it about fucking 10 years ago, bruv. But what?
He also says there's a couple of names I've heard, but I want to make a few more checks before naming them. Let's just go make the deal. Go make the deal.
What? Who said that?
I believe that's Ralph. I believe so. Let us know, Abdi. Flawless is the Red Talk with Rants today, my G. Yes, 7 p.m. You just sent me the link just before. So yes, I will be over there on Rant's Twitch. Imagine if Roy Keane was in the dressing room, he'd probably beat up everybody for playing so badly and then get called a bully. That's too far, but he would raise the standards, absolutely. Forrest, Arteta got outclassed by another championship manager. Arteta's at the wheel, but big up Steve Cooper, under 23 World Cup winner. Look like he double drop. All right, yeah, you wildin' sentiment. I ain't even going through the rest of that. Rashford has to leave. It's been 9 years of his PR toxic slide destruction. I don't blame him for his PR though. That's not Rashford. I blame the fans. I blame the media. Because all of a sudden it's let's baby this guy because he's playing poorly. Drop him. I said it last. Martial had a bad season last season and put in poor performances. Where was this for Anthony Martial? When Pogba's dad died, where was the let's back Pogba? Where was this? Well, yeah, we're going back Bruno. Bruno scored 1 goal in 25 games. Well, yeah, I don't hear him being called to be dropped. What's the difference?
Proper interesting though, isn't it? Like,
it's mad. The hypocrisy.
When you think about it, like, what is that? That's some deeper type of like conditioning for how people view certain players and shit. It's weird, man.
Yep.
And weird shit, bro.
Facts. You know what I'm saying? For some players, it's let's defend them, defend their mental health.
Why is that? Because they're British? Because they're the golden child, like their favorite?
Yes. British golden child, the passion as well. If you're a passion, I don't even say passion merchant because you can have talented passion. If you run around a lot, they'll defend you.
Yeah, if you're Martial and you don't smile much, like,
But if you run around, a lot, that's why they'll defend Dan James, because he ran around a lot. But let Diallo come into the team and put in the performances that Dan James butchered. You ain't getting that defense. Let Pogba put in the performances Bruno's had. Pogba's not getting that defense. Let Martial, we've seen it put in the performance Rashford has. He's not getting that. And the list goes on and on and on of players that are like this. Because there's too many players, there's too many fans and media who are fans of players rather than Manchester United Football Club. I'm a Manchester United FC stan. That's who I support. You know what I'm saying? There's not no individual player who's bigger than that. I don't care who's performing poorly. If you perform poorly, you should be dropped. Simple as that. Well, people, I had someone on here. We were talking about Harry Kane yesterday and how bad he was against Chelsea in both legs. Yeah, no one's criticizing him. Then you had Ryan come on the Q&A and try and defend him. Why are you trying to defend him? When he's performed poor or his injuries. Well, he's performed poorly in big games many times. He's never turned up in the semi-final or final for Spurs. He rarely performs well in big games for Spurs. But this is a world-class number 9. Or it's because he's English and he's the England captain. And he's the golden child and the golden boy and the savior. But yet, when it came to the Euros, he wasn't England's best player. It was Raheem Sterling. Let Raheem Sterling put in the performances that Kane put in the Euros. Different conversation then. Sterling was England's best player by far. It wasn't even close. But yeah, let the media. Kane didn't turn up. What did Kane do? Yes, get the likes up as well, people. Please make sure you get the likes up. No, Fetzy. No, what is this? No, I just call you No. Let me know your name so I can get to it. He says, dropping Rashford is not a solution. He'll still be around the dressing room. His PR would be making cases every single week. No, yes, you do drop him. Because dropping him not only can potentially improve the performances on the pitch, because the player coming in for him can perform at a better level. 2, it could kick Rashford up the arse and get him to perform better. So yes, he needs to be dropped. So you're telling me a player, and this is what I'm talking about. This makes no sense. So a player is performing poorly, but we shouldn't drop him because of his PR off the pitch. That makes no sense. So I'll talk to you directly. So you own a business and people you've employed are performing poorly. Are you not going to sack them or get rid of them or discipline them? You're just going to let them to continue performing poorly because of their PR. And this is what I'm talking about. This is the mindset of a lot of people. We've had this conversation many a time, whether it's Rashford, we've had it about Luke Shaw, we've had it about Harry Kane. People will continue to defend poor performances of people they like. Makes no sense. Don't get it. I'm a fan of Rashford. I like Rashford. I was saying this to Bainesy. I'm more connected to him than him. I'm Mank. Where he grew up isn't too far from where I'm at. Like, he grew up in South Manchester, as did I. But I'm not going to continue to defend him just because he came through Carrington and has a Mank accent. Yeah, serious, Peter. Nail head. If you can't drop players who are playing poorly, then your club is finished. Why can't we drop him? Why can't we drop him? We know he's not going anywhere. Rashford has to leave. It's his whole team that has destroyed us on the bench or in the under 23s. No, Rashford has to leave. Rashford's journey has been finished to give us a new direction. Ralph will do it. If Rashford was sold, I'm not against it. But what I'm saying is he's not going anywhere now, so he needs to be dropped. I'm not saying he can't rekindle some form. I'm not saying he can't be a squad player, but he shouldn't be playing in the first team.
I'm slightly disappointed in Ralph, man. Like, so far, like, it's just like, I thought he was the guy with the big cojones and that.
Yep.
That would just straight away just be like, bun all of this, bun this, bun that. Just dash this man. Bruno, you're not starting, you're done. Rashford, sit down, mate. Like, but he seems like he's succumbing to the bullshit as well. Like, is it him or is it the people above him that's telling him to do this and that? And I don't know, man.
That's a sad indictment if that's the case. That's a sad indictment.
It looks to be that way because, again, like what Nuruddin says, is the structure in it. Like,
that's a sad indictment.
It starts from the structure, man. And whoever comes in is gonna. There's probably been a few managers that. Well, a lot of managers probably looked at the situation. Maybe Man United approached them and they were like, "If you don't want to give me the license to do what I need to do, then I'm not coming, bro." But
That's a sad indictment if that is the case. That's a sad indictment if that's the case. That's an extremely sad indictment.
like, did
If so.
Ranić lower his standards? Like,
Yeah, he did. That's sad if he did
he
leave, man.
compromise himself for this
Yep.
job? Was because of the name Man United, or you know, who knows?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, if that's the case, leave. I've said it before. If you are in a job and the job is not giving you the best possible predicament, the best possible situation, and the best tools to succeed at that job, leave that job, because they're setting you up to fail, number one, and number two, you're now a part of the problem. If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. That's like me giving Dan a show on here and say, right, you got 5 minutes to produce, and you have 5 minutes only to produce the best possible show. I'm setting him up to fail. How's he supposed to put together a quality show with only 5 minutes time? And I use that as a dumb it down as a stupid example and a stupid analogy to make sense of that. They are setting up Ralph to fail if that is the case. If they're saying you must play this player and this player, leave, fam.
Deeper than that, some players might even have shit in their contracts. Again, the structure behind everything, the guys who are doing the contracts and that, the amount of appearances players need to have and all that put in their contracts. Who knows, man? Maybe it's deeper than that. Maybe it's in their contract.
If you said, and then you leave and you say, the reason why I left is because, and we'd respect you a whole lot for it, and it's exposing it as well. The reason why I left is because certain players have to play. It's in their contract, which I don't believe is the case. Personally, I don't believe that's the case.
You never
I don't believe any football clubs. I don't believe so. I believe Ralph is just making the same errors as Ollie. Simple as that. I believe so. That's what it is. Yeah, Nippon, I just responded to you as well. A-Man says people don't want Bruno dropped because he carried United and he's not playing well, but he got the most. So he's created the most chances in the Premier League in the 6 and 8. No, Bruno is not good enough. Again, I'll ask you this question, and I've been asking this question now for a week to 10 days. When is the last time Bruno started 2 games and played well in back-to-back games? Please answer me that question, because I still can't get an answer. When is the last time he started 2 games in a row for Manchester United and played well back-to-back? And when I say played well, I'm not talking about goals and assists or chances created. I'm saying he watched the game and he played well. He played 7 out of 10 or both in back-to-back games. Please answer me that question. Norfolk says dropping is not a solution. Rashford's been dropped many times. There are players that have to leave our club. Sancho, Rashford, Bruno, these guys, our friends, are very dangerous guys. Dropping is definitely a solution, because the only other thing to do is play him. He's not going anywhere currently. So I disagree. He's not been dropped many times. No, that's incorrect. He hasn't been dropped many times. And when I say dropped, I'm talking about he's out of the team for 3-4 games. Not dropped and you come on 20 minutes in the next game. Dropped completely. And why are Sancho and Rashford and Bruno friends and very dangerous guys? We can't just throw out statements to people. What do you mean they're dangerous guys? Sancho's just got here. This is what I'm talking about. How are they dangerous guys? I don't understand that. It's about balance. Either side on the extremely soft or radical condemning. There's no room for either in a professional environment. It's all about balance. Yeah. Any of your players should be liable to be dropped. You're in 7th, shake it up or enjoy Conference League next season. Yeah, any player should be liable to be dropped. You're right, Peter. I 110% agree with this. Rashford's been dropped for 1 game, came back, he needs to be dropped for 5 games. I agree with that 110%. If you listen to Ralph's press conferences to when he came to United, the current ones, his mentality has changed completely. I don't like it either. I am disappointed. I agree with that. I am disappointed.
Yeah, bro, and he's coming out with little things like that are just reminiscent of
very early. Yes.
Gollum.
Ralph on self-preservation mode, self-preservation vibes. Too afraid to be fired. He's compromised his integrity. Fact. It seems that way. I want to be wrong, Black Diamond, but I hear what you're saying. Yes, make sure you follow the Twitch as well. The link is underneath in the description. Subscribe and share on all social media platforms. Follow us on the Twitch community at twitch.com/sarcasmctv, people. Twitch.com/sarcasmctv. All right, you man just be saying anything. Yeah, and blaming Sancho for serious, like it wasn't a mess when Sancho landed. Absolutely not. But again, I still want to answer to the Bruno question, amen. Please answer me the Bruno question, because we praise up and hype up this guy, but yet no one can tell me when he does the last time he played back-to-back. where he played well. But people tell me about, and bear in mind, he's got 1 goal in 26 games, I think.
Yeah.
Like, Sancho came to our club due to the Rashford team, constant PR 3 years. The team bullied all our wingers and midfielders like Pogba, Martial. All right, you just saying anything now because you have no evidence to back that up. Man is just saying anything, so I ain't even responding to you no more. Hit the like button on the video, though, people. Hit the like button, share across all the socials, and subscribe to the channel. And people, if you're gonna make statements, please at least back it up. At least give your reasons as to why. Innit? Otherwise, like I'm not. I treat you like how I treat Ryan and just ignore you at times. So you know, like this is not what we're doing. Well, go on, give us the evidence then. What's the evidence? We waiting. Where's this evidence?
Call him, yes, call him, oh, yes, oh.
Yeah, like, where's the evidence? I let us know. I just added free chats, my friend. Would you just be kind enough to? Where's the free chats there, Devil? Did you say?
I don't know if it's my connection, but your thing is a bit choppy at times.
Is it? Let me jump out, jump back in 1 sec.
Like people in the comments, is it just me?
Oh no, though. Let me know. And yeah, Peter. I'm back now. This is it. Blaming Rashford for not Sancho showing up. This is what I'm saying. Sancho has no bearing on Rashford's performances because Rashford was playing poorly last season when Sancho wasn't here. And Daredevil, write your questions again because none of them have popped up. None of them have popped up. This is what I'm talking about. People just don't want to hold people accountable. People just want to talk absolute nonsense and say statements with nothing to back it up. Like whether you agree or disagree with me, I back up every single thing I state. All right, okay. You said, see, so Bruno hasn't played well. All right, case closed, didn't it? Case closed. Bruno hasn't played well. Let me get to some of these Ronaldo quotes, actually. All right, 1 second. We find some. Get to some of these
I just repeated what he said before.
Yeah, serious. Because man ain't got nothing to back it up. But man, because man like Bruno, what it is. Nah, Black Diamond, not the free chats in his head. Sometimes when you say certain words, YouTube might automatically block it. That's all. YouTube automatically blocks certain like words. That's all. All right, let me find it. Man, just be saying anything or create the most chances. All right, whatever, innit?
I mean, that's still something, but
it's not enough. Bruno's not good, man. He's not number 10. Simple as that. Bruno's not a number 10. Simple. Yeah, shitting on Martial and James has nothing to do with Sancho. It's nothing to do with it whatsoever. Man just be saying anything. That's all it is. Man be saying anything to back this guy. Bruno's not it. Rashford's not it. It's as simple as that. Simple as that. That's all it is. Yeah. There we go. Hold up. Hold up. Because I want to get your thoughts on this, because to me it sounded like he was kind of talking about Greenwood. There we go. And big up all 42 of you lot locked in. Hit the like button on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new as well. Please make sure you do that.
Smash that like button, guys.
So he said, hold up. Oh yeah, so that rumor has it. So all right, let's go there actually. Ralph Rangnick originally promised Henderson that he would start against Villa in the FA Cup. Rangnick then selected De Gea, and on hearing this news, Henderson stormed out of the training ground on Sunday. Thoughts, if that is true?
What? You said that bare fast. Say that again.
Did I say that? My bad. So Ralph Rangnick originally promised Dean Henderson that he would start against Villa in the FA Cup. Rangnick then selected De Gea instead, and on hearing this news, Henderson stormed out of the training ground on Sunday.
Well, Henderson hasn't had a sniff for a minute, so it wouldn't surprise me. But at the same time, again, is Henderson another guy who's got this soft mentality where it's like, I don't know. How old is Henderson anyway?
I don't know. It's a good question. I'll check now. 1 second. Bear with me. I'll check now. Hold up.
I mean, it's hearsay, man. Like, who knows, man? Like, we don't know, man. No one really knows shit.
He is 24. And he's going to be 25 in March.
Quarter of a century, mate.
25.
Yeah, man. Nah, flipping, who knows, man? If that's the case, then it is what it is, bro. Like, But Henderson should have. I don't know. It's weird, man. Like, man, I don't know why they never just sold him, bro.
Yeah. So Ronaldo says, I remember when I was 18, 19, 20, some older players spoke with me, and I put this as Cristiano, you know you have to improve. They know more than you. They are more experienced than you. They pass through many bad moments. Then he went on to say the other people, youngsters, don't accept that if you criticize them. I don't say this in relation to our players, but in general. I have kids. I know sometimes when you're a little harder, they do the opposite. You have to find the right balance with them, which is correct. Which is correct because people are presuming
Yeah, so he's saying it's off balance at Man United. Like everyone's just a spoiled little disrespectful little shit. That's what he's saying. Little petulant little rugrats, bruv. That's what he's saying. Flipping rugrats, you know.
Flawless, do you think Ronaldo was calling out Greenwood with his ego? I don't believe. If you're saying Camille here is Green, do I believe Greenwood has an ego? No. Nothing about Greenwood screams ego. And ego's not a bad thing either. You know what I'm saying? Like ego's not a bad thing either. No folk, we blessed with all that. You need to relax. I'm good. I have no idea what he's talking. He's just talking some extra things. You know what I'm saying? And like that's nothing to do with nothing. But no, I don't believe. I don't know if Ronaldo was calling out Greenwood, but do I believe Greenwood has an ego? No. Big up disgruntled blogger in the cut as well. Big up Mind Juice as well. Go on, everyone. Big up to you.
I don't know, man. I just feel like Greenwood. I don't feel like he wants it enough, man.
You reckon that's what it is? Talk about it.
I don't know, man. I'm just guessing, like, but just the energy, like, I'm just seeing. I'm just thinking, like, does this guy really? Does he already think he's? Is he a bit gassed? Like, people touting him at some one stage as like, you know, the best up and coming striker and all this, and then, you know, does it get to his head?
I just think he's got no help. I just think he's got zero help. Like he's in the worst possible predicament. Everybody suffers here. What talent? Who comes here and flourishes?
That's true.
Who's landed at United? All the signings we've made. Who's landed and flourished?
Yeah.
All right, no. You just need to. In a bit, man. Tired of this guy talking rubbish in the comments about nonsense. Just talking absolute nonsense. What I was going to say, who flourishes? Nobody flourishes. What signing? Who's come in? Whether it's Bruno, Pogba, who else? You see Sancho now getting doubted. Varane's been solid actually, but he's just not played enough to be doubted yet. But that's soon coming. You know what I'm saying? Because the Manchester United effect will get you Greenwood. Everybody suffers here, and we have talent. It is. I don't think I disagree, Andre. I don't think Mason's talent's overrated.
You know, when David De Gea is like your player of the month, your player of the season, your standout player, like it's like that's your goalie, bro. Like that's the only guy, like the only one of everyone. Why is that?
Absolutely,
that don't sound right.
Daredevil
players, bro, and it's only De Gea. Like,
Greenwood can be a top player if he has good influence around it. Absolutely, yeah. Greenwood's talent is still there. Greenwood's talent is still there. He just needs help, assistance. He needs a better structure around him on the pitch. He needs a better structure around him on the pitch. He needs better coaching. He needs better advice, and he's not getting that and hasn't gotten that since he broke through. What is this? His third season now in the squad, second, third season, something like that. Like,
flawless. I can't lie. This comment here, yeah. Where is it?
Bum.
No, Mason's talent's overrated. We've seen Wazza 18. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even lie. Like I was saying a bit earlier, yeah. Like this generation of players, I don't know what it is. Like it. I think there's some truth in this comment, man. Like,
cool.
The standards have dropped so low now, in general, like in football, like across the board, like with like back in Rooney's day, like. You know what I'm saying? When he was 18, there was hella sick players, bruv. Like, hella sick players. Nah, it's like a couple promising strikers, like Haaland, you know what I'm saying? Like Mbappe. Like, it's only a handful. Like, No, back in them times, like there was bare, like.
But that's just the standard of football, fam.
So that's what I'm saying. So
yeah, like the standards.
maybe he's right.
Overall.
Greenwood is not as good as we really think. Like he is probably a bit overhyped.
No, I think for this gen, I disagree with that. I don't think he's overrated.
No, but you're saying for this gen, yes, I agree.
But
But
I have
this
to
gen is
judge him
shit.
against.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah, this gen, but we have to judge this
it's
gen
like-
on what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's why if we're not comparing,
but the goalposts can't change. Like football, good football is good football, bro.
Yeah, but he's still a very good footballer, though.
He's good, man. He's good, but
He's very good. This is
depends
what I'm
how
saying,
you're looking, how
but
you're
we
judging.
can't compare. But we can't, because if we do that, then none of these men are good across the board, not just at Manchester United in general, but the standard of football.
That's my point.
I'm judging him to the standard of the current crop, which is fair. You judge it from the league you're in. The Premier League's terrible, so don't we judge City as highly then? Premier League's terrible in terms of quality, so we don't judge City as highly and we don't judge Pep as highly then. Is that what we're saying?
I'm saying I don't know, like, but
This is my point. The Premier League is not good in terms of standard. The league's over the league's over by December. If this was the French league, we'd be calling that Farmers League. If this is the German league, we're calling it the Farmers League. So what's the difference? Is the Premier League a Farmers League? Because City is dominating it. When they win it, this is 4-5.
But I get it though, man, because it's like, oh, bruv, like, yeah, I don't know, man.
This is what I'm saying. If we're going to do all that. Nah, we won't be, Ahmed. No, we won't be. This is it. Hey, man, I'm still looking for a question, the answer to my question from you about Bruno, fam. Don't think we skipped over that.
What?
Greenwood's about the Bruno. When's he played well back to back? See, yeah, man. I want the answer to the question.
From me?
From you, from A-Man. No, from A-Man.
Oh, I was going to say.
In the comments. No, from A-Man. Because man want to hype up. Let me duck a question on there. Man will be on my case. Man on my head. But the comment, you can't duck. I don't duck no questions, so you don't duck no questions. We don't duck questions out here. I want answer to the question. What's going on? Second beat says the club and social media have to stop overhyping the players, especially the ones that don't meet expectations. Rashford, Bruno, Bissaka, Shaw, Maguire, McMuffin are bench players at best. Nah, for the what's it called? For the club is supposed to do that, like PR wise and social media. They're supposed to hype them up. It's on the coaching staff to not get involved. The social media, they're there for that. They're not going to come out and say,
yeah, it's true, but is it the fans that are just fickle? Like, it's like
the fans are fickle, yes. But ignore the fans, though. I've said this for the time.
Yes.
Ignore the fans. I've said this. Ignore the fans. Ignore me. Ignore Dan. Ignore us. Why are you so focused on us? The reason why we're fans and not inside the club managing and playing coaching stuff, and our coaching staff is because we're not qualified and not good enough. We are too emotionally attached to make clear, logical decisions. I'm too emotionally attached to Manchester United to make clear and logical decisions for the football team. Same with you, Dan. Same with anyone in this content creator space. Ignore the fans, ignore social media, and just perform. Put the things in place for Manchester United to be successful. Again, Abdi. Why are we moving the goalposts? Where did I say Pogba and Martial have had 2 good games in a row? And this is what I'm talking about. When I ask you lot questions you don't like, all of a sudden we're talking about other things. So we'll switch it to you, Abdi. You know what I'm saying? Please answer the question. When is the last time Bruno played 2 games well back-to-back consecutively? This is all I want to know. If you can't answer the question, just turn around and say you can't answer the question, because I'm going to continue to ask you for the entire show, and the show after that, and the show after that, and the show after that. Because I don't duck questions. So you lot shouldn't duck questions.
They are not you.
Oh, okay. So he hasn't played well back-to-back. See, but excuses. Don't give me no excuses. There's no but. This guy, we are in January, and this guy's not played back-to-back all season long, but you're saying he shouldn't be dropped. Make that make sense. So you can't pinpoint 2 games where he's played well back-to-back. But he shouldn't be dropped and he's our savior. Come on, man. You just like the player and just say that. Jesus. It's ridiculous. See what I'm talking about? Fans. This is fans. Ridiculous. Basuma would be a good January signing. I agree. I'm a fan.
Just
of
lazy. It's lazy.
Mhm.
It's lazy analysis or lazy like. It's a lack of analysis because you have a bias towards players. Like you got your favorites, but you're not separating that from what it actually is. Like, why is it so hard for people to do that?
Bruno's been shit this season. I'm not a Stan Law, but the other day you wanted Martial to start. Yes, because Martial's not played this season. So yes, I want Martial to start because I'm saying let's try something different. You want to continue with Bruno. You want to continue with Bruno. If I remember correctly, you picked Bruno in your 11. You want Rashford to continue playing, for my knowledge. I'm saying try something different. If Martial performs poorly, then you move on Martial and you continue to try and find the blend and the balance that works. Martial's not played this season, so give him his shot because the players in front of him haven't performed well. Give Diallo his shot. Give Lingard his shot. Give Juan Mata a shot. Give Donny a shot because the players in front of him haven't performed well. So what are we talking about here? I said Bruno's last game, big on the wheels, Zlatan. Bruno's last good game was at Sporting Lisbon. Wow.
Zlatan.
Pogba and Bruno were doing so well at the very start of the season, which was so long ago. We're in January. We're in mid-January now. We're in the middle of January. I'm not talking about the start of the season. But yet people don't want this guy dropped to why? Why? Sacred Beat says lack of goals and assists for Bruno exposed his wastefulness. Flawless and Rants have long said this. Didn't realize it until you really watch the full 90 minutes. Donny would be better in his spot. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm talking about. Try something different. How many times are we going to watch Fred McTominay, Bruno Rashford stink up the gym before we go, all right, maybe try some of these different players. And then if the players we bring in after that aren't good enough, you try another mix. And then if that don't work, and so forth until you get rid of them and bring in new players. This is the cycle of football.
People just move shook, man.
Shook to death. Facts. Shook to death, fam. Shook to death.
Scared of, man. You gotta take risks in life, bro.
Yes. What I'm saying, man. Shook to death. So, Adi, why bring up Martial and Pogba then? Who I've said if they perform poorly, I've said it countless times, should be moved on. Flawless, I dropped Bruno, but wouldn't sell him. He carried United to top 4, having a bad season. That doesn't mean he's shit now, bad season. Never said I said he's not good enough. No shit, not good enough. If I could sell him, I would. But at best, he should be a squad player. Not good enough. Giving Martial a chance is an insult to Greenwood. Why can't Martial and Greenwood play together?
Yeah, that's a bit silly.
Yeah, why can't Martial and Greenwood play together? We've watched them play together before. Why can't he do that again?
A chance is an insult to Greenwood.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question.
Yo, fan base never making it out of the hood, Peter. They don't want man to win. Soft youths. Yeah, man. You see it now when we're talking. All it takes is for me and Dan to have a conversation about this, and you see people's thought processes. Me and Dan can disagree. Cool. Like when he was talking about the Greenwood thing, I disagree with. But I know Dan wants what's best. And Dan's not here talking about a player's playing poorly but should keep his place. That's why I'd be like, yeah, Dan, you wilding with that. That makes no sense. Why do you deserve to keep your place if you've been performing poorly for a long period of time? How long are you man going to give it? Bruno's performed poorly all season. Rashford has performed poorly all season. But yeah, you man still want to give him the chance. I don't understand as to why the attachment comes. C1 said it. Flawless, the attachment to these players who have done fuck all for Manchester United. Absolutely.
Meanwhile, Ronaldo's done hella shit for Man United. The man's disrespected. Put some respect on his name, bro.
I don't get it. I'm lost. Somebody please explain. Please.
The GPS blood has lost.
Please. If Bruno is our best midfielder, we have a problem. Other teams have man like Fabinho, De Bruyne, Silva, Rodri, Fernandinho, levels pyramid scheme. But man don't want that conversation. Man are just going to hype up Bruno. Bruno's this, he's that, he's our talisman. He led us to this. What did he lead us to? And I hate butchering this guy like this, but it's facts. What's he led us to? I had someone arguing with me on here saying that Bruno's done more for Manchester United than Pogba. I was like, based off of what? Oh, he got us top 4. Pogba's the man who's won us trophies. Bruno ain't won. He's been a part of them a lot of them semi-finals we lost. But this is the guy you lot hype him up. Hey, your Manchester United people are hyping top 4. Imagine that between 08 and 11. I never thought I'd see the days hyping up top 4, you know. He got us top 4. He got us top 4. This is what we're doing. That's the bare minimum. You think if United finish top 4, I'm going to celebrate. Oh my God, we made top 4. That's the bare minimum. That's the base.
What I was saying about Greenwood.
Go on, talk about it. Go on, elaborate further for me.
No, like just how that's how I'm seeing it. For example, with like Greenwood, their expectation as a club, we're now the standards are like top 4. So it's crazy, but again, I was just bringing it back to my point about Greenwood and the whole landscape of players of today. We're talking about Greenwood, yeah, good player, but then if you compare it to them other type guys like Owen and that English strikers, like it's different levels, bro. Like even though it's different generation, it's still different level. But anyway, sorry, go on.
Yeah, because that man is special though. Like the Owen you're talking about, he's special. Yeah, like they're like elite. Like there isn't many players, young players in world football right now who compare to those levels. There ain't Owen right now. There's no Owen right now. That's why I say, yeah, it's unfair.
Hey,
yo, you know why, Peter? Because the reason Peter says people used to be beaten before they stepped on the pitch at Old Trafford. The fear factor was there. It's gone now. Why are people not expecting
Mike Tyson fear factor?
You know why? Because then it forces people to expect better from their favorites. That's the problem. You can't accept mediocrity if the bar is here. People are talking about top 4. He carried us to top 4. Like that's an achievement. Like this is not what we're doing. Top 4. We're not even talking about competing for the Premier League. We're talking about getting 4th place. 4th place. We saying top 4, we're saying 4th place.
I want to know if anyone in the comments has a problem with what Ronaldo said.
Oh, the double standards in your fan base is funny. I can't lie, blood. This ain't directed to anyone on the panel. Now, here you see when it's a joke. And when you have conversations, you realize things. The way people hype up Bruno like he's and I keep using him as an example, like he's some goddamn messiah. And then people will get on my case and Dan's case and say, where the problem with the fan base and why the standards, why we will never be a successful club. I want the best. We fought United for every title every year we fought United for the title every year apart from 05. I think is that 05 to 11. It used to be, what are you saying? Every year from 2005. So we fought United for the title every year from 2005 to 2011. It used to be pure hatred. I don't understand why people are now praying for 4th. Because people have lowered their standards. That's why. People have lowered their standards. Pyramid scheme saying Ronaldo is part of the problem. He needs to allow it.
It's being sarcastic.
No, I think he's genuinely saying that. I believe so.
No, he has to be sarcastic.
I'm just saying, Ronnie never told no lies, magic. He needs to do more. But again, we need to get the players and pieces around him. People need to understand this is not Ronaldo of 2010. This is an 08 Ronaldo. This isn't 2014 Ronaldo. This is a 37-year-old Ronaldo. And I've said it before and said it again. And this comes back to Ralph. And this comes back to Ollie's mistake and why I never wanted him in the first place. Because if you have Ronaldo in your team, you have to play directly to his strengths. Otherwise, it's useless having him.
And on the other hand, if you have Ronaldo in your team, then every other player has to step up and be on Ronaldo's level.
Yeah. Well, Ronaldo needs to step up, and he said that himself. I think he said that in one of the quotes, that my performances haven't been good enough, and they're not. But that's not solely on him. That's not solely a Ronaldo problem. No. I've said it before. He's an in-the-box striker. If you get the ball to him in the box, Ronaldo will score goals. But you have to get him the service. He's not going to create for himself. This is why Bruno and Ronaldo and Rashford agree with
the right system for him.
Yes, absolutely. But that's why those 4 don't work. And then you top that up with Fred and McTominay and Wan-Bissaka and Shaw. Where's the creator? Who's going to create? You need a balance. Ronaldo is therefore part of the problem. The hero ball thing is dead. Let's play as a team.
That's
Let's
not
have a
him
shit
though, is it? That's not Ronaldo's fault. It's not Ronaldo's fault. Right. Like we just said, what is the setup? Who is around him? How are you making the most of his abilities as well as the other players? Like, because this is Ronaldo. People are forgetting who he has been and what he's capable of. So if you put him in the right system, around the right players, the right management, the right coaching, then you will see the best Ronaldo that you want to see. It's like saying, bro, if it was any next dead player that's unproven, then it makes more sense. But this is fucking Ronaldo, bro. But anyway, I digress.
No. Here it is. See, man, I'm not having it. He said you see more movement from a mannequin than from CR7, but that Black Diamond's not having it. I say you play two strengths, or you don't play him. Again, I didn't want him, and I'm a Ronaldo stan in terms of as a fan of him, because I'm old enough to remember when he was there initially and what he did, and he brought me some of the greatest.
Bro, the best player. If you acquire the best players in the world, you can make it work.
Of course, you can make it work. Is Dan breaking up on mine or yours, lot people? Let me know.
You can. So look at all.
I don't know if you're breaking up, Dan, or if it's on me. Is it you or is it me? We back. Yeah, cool. It's cool. Go on.
Yeah, like I was saying, man. Like it's like, bro, if you got world-class players in your team, you can make it work, man. Like you can make it work, bro. But again, look at all the world-class talent we have, and we still just rely on De Gea for everything, basically. So we're dead, bro. Like the structure's dead, so it trickles down.
This is a fair point. This is the accurate. He says Ronaldo is going through what Martial was going through last season, but last season it was solely Martial's fault. I've said it before about our number 9s. We don't. When you have again, and I keep using these terms up, Rashford and Bruno, you are going to starve as a 9 because they don't create like that. Their first thought isn't to create, and then you add Greenwood into the mix, whose first thought is not to create. Also, you have 3 shooters behind me. How am I going to eat? How am I going to eat? There's no balance, and that falls onto the manager as well for playing those. That's not something that works. This is why you need a Donny in there. This is why you need a Pogba in there, a Martial, a Lingard, a Juan Mata, a Dallo, a Tellez, players who are going to create. Obviously, I use the 2 fullbacks so they'll create from different areas, but to my point, like Wan-Bissaka's never crossing the ball for man to score. Neither Shaw. Again, because of emotions, that's why Peter. I just don't see how people who sat through the glory days, and a lot of people didn't. Can sit around and rationalize what's going on. You've got nearly unlimited resources. What United becoming is sad. It's because people accept it. People accept it. We can't say our players are selfish and shoot first and say our team is damaged since Ronaldo has to come because they play for him. We need to choose one or else it's contradiction. And that's the thing, Abdi. It's about balance. It's all about a balance. Elias, I don't know why you've gone for Martial here, but we move. He says Martial, Pogba, Harry, Fred. These are shit players. They don't have the attitude to be here. They're getting pampered for all the wrong reasons. They're overpriced and in the wrong team. No, I wouldn't say Martial, Pogba, and Fred are shit, but that's just me. I wouldn't say their attitudes are wrong. I disagree with that. I don't believe Martial, Pogba, or Fred are pampered. Or Harry Maguire, for that instance, I disagree with that. And I believe their price has nothing to do with anything. I do believe Maguire's in the wrong team, though. But each to their own. Each to their own. Pyramid scheme saying, let's be clear, I blame all these, man. No one has performed that one. Even De Gea has been suspect his peak. De Gea has made a couple of mistakes, but for the most part, he's been good this season. And I blame them all too, as well as the manager, as well as the coaching staff, as well as the board, as well as the owners. Everybody deserves criticism. Everybody. Yep. People just can't grasp the concept of ball retention and balance in a football team because too many people play FIFA. I play Football Manager. Like I said, my FIFA front four is the unbalanced one. I've played Ronaldo, Rashford, Sancho, Greenwood. In real life, that ain't it. On FIFA, that slaps as a front four. And then you got Pogba backing up as FIFA. Pogba and I signed what's he called from PSV? Sangaro. Some 6'3", I think he's Ivorian. DM, just destroyer. Then signed a couple fullbacks. And yeah, I'd revamp the whole team on FIFA still. You know what I'm saying? I got rid of the better man. Bruno was out here doing interviews on the game. I was like, all right, you gotta go. You know what I'm saying? I was like, you gotta go. I did an interview. I was like, all right, see you later, innit? We need to go back and give our youth a chance, give them the bench. They're hungry, they want to play, but we're paying top dollar to pack our bench. We are just burning money. No, we don't need to go back to youth. We need to go back to the basics. We need to go back to players, number one, who are good enough. Number two, who want to be here, and three, will follow the manager's instructions. They're the three important things to do. One, being good enough. Two, that want to be here, and three, will follow manager instructions. That's what we need to do. That's what we need to do. So all this give youth, no. Because players are, but again, that's on somebody to come in and rule with an iron fist and have a system in place, have a philosophy in place. We're going to do this, we're going to do that. Then when we go into the transfer market, we can identify players for a system. We sign fullbacks of a certain profile. We sign centre-backs of a certain profile. We sign 6s and 8s of a certain profile. Wingers of a certain profile. And number 9 of a certain profile. So the shit don't change. Like, it's that simple. But for whatever reason, we don't want to do that. After 30 years of watching United remove Ronaldo's history and look at him what he is, average to okay striker in the Premier League, be real. I won't say average to okay. I won't go that far. I think he can be a good striker for Manchester United. If you play to his strengths. Well, I didn't want him in the first place. But now he's here, let's utilize him. Either utilize him or drop him. Simple as that. See, Elias, I don't like this. I don't like, and see, this is what I'm talking about, stuff like this. So let's get into it. They play one good game and their style and attitude go sky high, dancing, singing, shaking, hands, dabbing. What does attitude have to do with sky high, dancing, singing, shaking, and the dabbing? Please explain. I get to your latter point, but we're not moving off this. How does attitude correlate to dancing? Please explain. I dance. What does that have to do with my attitude?
Hey.
Dan dances. Let me just clarify for this, for people who don't know. If you are black and between the ages of like 14 and 36, you will dance for no reason. The amount of times I'll be walking around my house and just milling up for no reason whatsoever.
Bro, I'll be dancing when I'm cooking.
Yeah,
you know,
my milling up for no reason.
You know when you munch that good piece of chicken.
So let's get into this.
Mad blood.
Let's get into this. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't like this. Because I dance. And dancing has nothing to do with attitude.
No,
dabbing has nothing to do with attitude.
It doesn't, but it does though. Like, because you're dancing, you're in a positive mood, bruv. It shows you got soul. That's good character, man.
Please, because we're not moving off this. Because I don't like stuff like this. And again, too many people like to do this, and that's something you are not going to do. And this ain't just that you, Elias. This is everybody, including myself, including panelists with me. You're not just going to make comments and have nothing to back it up.
There you go. Sounds like Ronaldinho used to dance, bruv.
Oh, yeah. Maybe one of the greatest players of all time.
Dancing more than one ways, bruv. He was fucking so cold, bruv. Dance with the football, bruv.
Hey, ACN says, I never knew considered expressing yourself is now considered having an attitude. To some. To certain people, yes.
That's what I'm saying.
To certain people, yes, it is. To Elias, yes, it is. So I'm just waiting. Please.
Bro, I've had it my whole life, bruv. I know this. Like,
yeah.
They don't want to see you dance, bruv. DJ Khaled, they don't want to see you shine, man. They don't want to see you do these things, bruv.
I said their style and attitude. What do you mean by style? What does that mean? You see the undertones of this, people.
What do you meanings? What do you meanings?
Yeah. What does style and attitude have to do with dancing and dabbing?
Make it make sense, blood.
Yeah, make T Game says dancing while doing chores makes them go easier. Like, this is what I want to know. Like I said, I milli rock around my house for no reason.
I moonwalk on the slidey floor kitchen.
I be dancing for no reason. Do I have a bad attitude? Is that what you're telling me? Like, we're not moving.
Like don't moonwalk on the laminate flooring.
We're not moving off this comment. I milli rock for. I do the shmoney dance for no reason whatsoever. I've introduced shows milli rocking for no reason. It's not a special show. There's no special guest. Nothing's happened. Please, Elias, we're all waiting. Please, I want to know. See, dancing. He's got a bad attitude and a bad style. This ain't what we doing.
Bring the maracas out, man.
This ain't what we doing. We waiting, fam. We waiting. Flawless is Ronaldo in no position to call out because he hasn't been delivering? No, he's still in a position to call out even though he hasn't been delivering. Yes, he can still call it out because he didn't slag anybody off. Peter says, you've never stood within arm's reach of these players. Are you speaking about an attitude issue? You don't know the guys. Facts. Flawless, you say play to his strengths. What does that even mean? Which team doesn't play to the strength of their players? Manchester United. We don't play to the strengths because we don't have a balanced team. We don't give our players the best possible predicament and the best possible platform to succeed. Liverpool do. Why do you think Salah scores so many goals? Because Liverpool play to his strengths. Not solely his strengths, but they play to his strengths. The reason why Robertson and Trent are so good in that Liverpool system because they play to his strengths. Same with Firmino. Same with Fabinho. That list goes on. Same with City. Well, how many goals are we going to see Sterling score at the back post? We see Jesus do the same. We see Foden thrive. We see Mahrez thrive. We've seen Rodri thrive. Kyle Walker, Zinchenko. Aguero for many years when he was there because of in place. Same with Chelsea. We see their centre-backs thrive. We see their wing-backs thrive. Jorginho, Kante, Kovacic all thrive. There's a reason for that. There's a reason Jorginho, even though I don't pay much attention, was in Ballon d'Or shouts. Like, you don't get that Jorginho at Manchester United because we don't give people the best. We don't give players the best possible platform to succeed. It's a team game. So that's what, when I say that, that's what I mean about play to his strengths. Rudiger dances, he performs. It's a lazy argument. Facts. I seen Rudiger dancing yesterday. Here we go. He's back. Not before a game. Ronaldo see around the dressing room is so happy, relaxing, dancing, and he was with Roy Keane, Gary Neville, Rooney, now Pogba, Lingard. Again, you've not answered the question. This is what I'm talking about. Nobody answered that. I asked you a question, so please respond. So let me pull back up your comments. Hold on 1 second. This is what I'm talking about, people. This ain't the place for that. Say what you like here. I'm all for open discussion and going back and forth and saying and people calling me out and saying I'm wrong on stuff. Cool. But back up what you're going to say. I asked you a question. What does this mean? What does this mean?
What do you meanings?
What does their style and attitude? What does that mean? We're not going off this.
But
I think the guy's referring to a really quote where he said after a loss he saw Pogba and Lingard dancing in the changing rooms and training. He said that never happened in United's heyday. So what? Exactly. If your team is winning, you don't care about dancing. You don't care anyways. You're saying nothing. Man's got nothing to back it up. That's why he didn't answer the question. This man has nothing to back it up with. This is my point. People just be coming onto YouTube and saying anything. And that's cool elsewhere. That's not going to run here. And we could disagree, just back up your point. That's all I'm saying. How dare black players express themselves? Yep.
Tell that to Ronaldinho, man.
Because we had a player called Lee Sharp in the 90s, people, who always used to dance when he scored and was a party boy. For those that don't know, winger, who used to play like early 90s for Manchester United. Very good winger as well. And he used to dance and stuff like that. Just type in Lee Sharp, people. Type in Lee Sharp and see if he wasn't dancing. But it's all right because he's all white, yeah? Is that what you're telling me? Is that what we're saying?
Where Ian Wright is a dancer as well, blood.
Is that what it is?
Ian
Hey,
Wright.
Rooney did a muzzle. You know what I'm saying? Rooney did hella muzzles. Rooney did much worse than, you know what I'm
Dance.
saying? The dance. So what does he mean by one good game, style and attitude? This is what I'm saying. What does style and attitude mean? How do you know the attitude of these players?
It's bullshit, irrelevant, man. It's what people use to like try and justify their biases. It's all bollocks,
Yep.
bro. Honestly.
Absolute nonsense. That's what it is. Absolute
Always
nonsense.
trying
Just say
to
you don't
find
like the
something.
players and it's cool. If man turned around and said, I don't like these players, cool. I'd be like, calm.
No, they can't say I don't like them because they dance, because they know there's nothing wrong with dancing.
Yeah.
Like, that makes sense. That.
Ryan Giggs was sleeping with his brother's wife at the same time and we're talking about dancing. Moral compass, innit?
Mad.
I want to talk about attitude. Is that not a bad attitude? You can't trust you can't trust man around your brother's wife.
Mad.
I mean, you can't trust your brother around your wife. And this is a guy you're going into the trenches with. You go, see, man don't want to
Either
answer.
way, both things are irrelevant. You want to dance?
Yes.
You want to sleep with your brother's wife? Cool,
That's
innit?
you.
Outside of football,
Yeah,
whatever.
we don't
We're
care.
talking about football.
Yeah, we don't care. But man force us to talk about these things. I've said it all the time. I don't care about what you're doing off the field. Are you performing on the pitch? Are you performing on the pitch? That is not what we're doing. Pogba's been here for 2 months. We really think dancing has any impact on United's current situation? No, man just don't like to see black people and black players expressing themselves. That's all it is. And that's not you, Elias. That's in general. That's the problem. You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't want to see you dance, man.
That's the problem. That's the problem. And I'm not here for that. I'm not here for these racial undertones on the channel. Nope. Not in a bit. All right, we're going to close out the show. Anyway, people, we are going to close out the show. And yeah, it has no bearing. It has no bearing. Stop spreading negativity on our club. Who, me? Or are you talking to someone else, Matthew? How am I spreading negativity on the club? Please, elaborate. I could be wrong, and I apologize if I am. Clearly, Pogba dancing so much was the reason he was playing for 90 minutes against Rochdale and needed surgery. Yep. People don't want to talk about that. Playing injured against Rochdale in a double pivot at home in a Carabao Cup game. Yep. Pogba dances, he don't care. Martial says Stoneface, he don't care. The fan cam people. Matthew, who are the fan cam people? I don't do fan cams. So who are you referring to?
Got you confused with another channel.
Yeah, who are you referring to? Who are the fan cam people?
The fan cam people.
Yeah. And some fan cams are very positive. There's certain people who swore blind by Ollie. There's certain people who are now swearing blind by Ralph. Certain people swear blind by Bruno and Ralph. So Matthew, go and watch them. Because I don't know who you're talking. We don't do fan cams over here. So I'm confused.
Man, I want to hear about sunshine and rainbows every day. Like that's realistic, bruv. We talk about realism, bruv. Realistic shit. It's not about negative or positive or what something sounds like. What is it?
Yeah. If United was successful, would fan cams matter? Win some matches? No, because people are mad at the wrong people. People want to be mad at us rather than the club. Fan cams and things like this are a reflection of what's going on the pitch. The reason why you won't get negative City ain't got no fans, so we use that. Liverpool, when they've had their success, the reason why Redman TV was so successful. Go find me during the last 2 years a negative Liverpool fan cam. Shout out to Redman TV or James Redmond or Coppish TV or any of them. Go find me negative ones. You won't find them because their teams are successful. Go find me negative Chelsea. Go find me negative Chelsea.
You can't talk on the truth these days, man.
Yeah, you can't talk on the truth. It's our fault. So, man want us to shut up when we're playing badly, but then when we play well, talk about it.
Don't hate the play.
When we play well, talk about it. The man said the fan cam people. So why are you here watching? Why do you watch fan cams? This is what I'm talking about. People just be saying anything. People legit just be saying anything. One of the mods is probably Dutcher. I want to hear from him still. Yep. Nail head. I promise you, if United went on a 20 match winning run, no one would give a fuck about fan cams. Facts. I'm saying. And the thing is with Flex, big up to United View, big up Flex doing his thing. Flex interviews people. Flex interviews people. That's what he does. He gives a platform to fans to talk. The same conversations these fans who hate fan cams be having in pubs, be having with their friends, be having with their family, be having in group chats. So what's the difference? Or it's because we got people watching, because we have a following, because Flex is very talented at what he does, and because he's on Sky Sports, and deservedly so. Because he's a very talented individual. That's why. That's what the hate is. If Flex did one view and had one follower, it's not a problem. Yeah, man, just regular old IC free tax. We see it with the fan cams. Because there's certain fan cams that are owned by, and it's just white people, and nobody complains. Nobody complains. I actually wanted to hear what Matthew had to say, but you lot blocked him. But we move. All right, we gonna close out the show anyway, people. I will be going on Rance's Twitch at 7 p.m. I will be going on Rance's Twitch at 7 p.m. people. Dan, anything you want to add, and let them know where they can find you as well?
Just want to say big up to everyone as always, man. Love you all, even the haters. You're my biggest fans, yeah. But big up to Sarcasm City, and big up to everyone who supports, man. You can follow me. My @ is there. Yeah, man. Big up to everyone.
Yeah, man. Large up everyone that's locked in. Lit show. Yeah, man. This show was lit. Anytime something happens with Manchester United, you know the show's set to be fire. You already know. But yeah, love to everyone that's locked in. You can catch the ManDem United podcast here every Tuesday and every Thursday, 5 p.m. people. That's every Tuesday, every Thursday. Weekly shows, 5 p.m. talking all things Manchester United, because there's always something going on. Don't forget what else we got coming up tonight. So I'll be on Rance's Twitch at 7. So I'll be 7 till 8. And then Peter and the rest of the gang, shout out to Peter who's in the comments, we'll be holding down. They'll be starting the watch along for the Liverpool versus Arsenal Carabao Cup semi-final game. You know what I'm saying? There we go. Just gonna blog it. I'll get to that comment in a sec. But yeah, so Liverpool versus Arsenal watch along Carabao Cup semi-final. First leg will be going down. Then what have we got coming up after that? It's Thursday. Then I'll probably be on Matisse's Twitch at 10 p.m. Is it 10 p.m.? Yeah, 10 p.m. I'm just waiting for him to hit me up. I will be late, so don't be asking Peter where I'm at. I'll be finishing on Rance's Twitch, and that's all. So yeah, I'll be on Matisse's Twitch, and then we'll probably do pro clubs. I was gonna do a members Q&A, but a couple of the members can't get. I'm not about, so we'll probably do pro clubs. Very, very possible. But yeah, man, love to everyone that has locked in. Flawless. They screwing because y'all getting pennies, literal pennies for YouTube views, yet players on 100K a week can't even pass 5 yards. That's because they don't know the landscape of the game. They think we're millionaires. Sure. Think I was a millionaire, I'd do 2 shows of these a week. Yeah, it must be absolutely crazy. Absolutely not. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely not. Yeah, man. Oh, stay working Akuma. Flawless working overtime. Man, I got to deliver the content. You lot are always here, so I always got to be here. And then with Sarcasm City, you never know who's going to drop in, and you get the likes of Dan and other great content. Great content creators. You know what I'm saying? Tongue twister and that. You feel me? Been talking for an hour and nearly an hour and a half, however long it's been.
Water.
Yeah. Love to everyone who has locked in. Don't forget, this show and all the other shows aside from watch-alongs are available on audio-only platforms, people. So if you want to listen while you're at work, while you're cooking, while you're cleaning, or you might not want the YouTube app open, SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, the link for those are underneath in the description. Don't forget the link for the membership, also underneath in the description. But hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, road to 4K. And this has been the ManDem United podcast on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Big up for tuning in.